and do his thing, because he has to go to a meeting. Does that work with you?
This gentleman has to go to a meeting, why can't he just finish it?
No, Corey doesn't have to go to a meeting. Tom Swallow, he's supposed to, his is only gonna take about 5 minutes.
His version.
Yeah. So, well, then let's, call the meeting to order. Stand for the pledge, please. The pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to take roll call. Supervisor Hyde.
Here.
Councilwoman Templeton.
Here.
Councilwoman Harris.
Here.
Councilman Eddy.
Here.
I think maybe that might be Tom that just walked in the door. Hold on, 1 second. Somebody just walked in the door. Didn't you hear somebody walk in the door?
I heard
the door. No, Tom. Okay, well, Corey. No, here he is. Tom, we're ready for you. I'd like to introduce Tom Swatho, the town engineer, and he's going to give us a quick update.
Thanks, Cynthia.
You're welcome.
Sorry if I'm running a little late. So, with regard to the water system, all of the work on the town side, up where the wells are, all of the work bringing the water down, the water lines are now in place. We've crossed the road, we've trenched, and put a sleeve underneath the Athol Road, and now we're heading down in the direction of the homes that need to be connected. The conduit is in for the electric. We hit a couple places where there was some ledge rock, very small sections. I think one of those places we actually moved to the side. That was right here next to this building.
Right between the two buildings.
We were fortunate to move to the side. It usually doesn't go that easy. And moved to the side and put the water line over, off about 20 feet. And we also, we couldn't get the depth we needed, so we put some rigid foam insulation over top of the water line so it will not freeze. But all in all, to date, in my opinion, as the engineer, we think the project's going very well. So if anybody has any questions, I just stopped to see if anybody would have any questions on anything to do with the water project. I'd be glad to answer them. If not, I got to run up to Pottersville for their water problem, their town board meeting.
All righty.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Tom.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Take care, Tom.
Now I would like to introduce Corey Hostler from Burnham Benefit Advisors. He's going to give us a little presentation on Holiday Health.
Thank you. Unfortunately, my presentation is a little bit more boring than that last one, and I'll take a little bit more of your time, but I know it's gorgeous outside, so I'll try to go through this quickly to get you guys on your way. But just a quick introduction, my name is Corey Hostler. I'm an account executive with Burnham Benefit Advisors. We're a health insurance brokerage consulting firm out of Lake Placid, New York. And we actually consider ourselves a municipal benefit specialists. One of our niches, if you will, in the employee benefits world is the fact that we work with a lot of municipalities, and we've been very successful in reducing health insurance costs, increasing employee appreciation, and eliminating a lot of the administrative responsibilities that come with health insurance. So what I want to do today is basically just give you guys a quick introductory of who we are, and just want to go over some of the items where we've been successful with other municipalities throughout upstate New York. Okay. I'll just give you guys these to start. And don't feel bad, guys, that you're not getting a copy because you probably procrastinated as you saw what I was going to make you guys listen to. But no. And I'll just give you a business card as well, since I think you already have one online, but just in case.
I can have another one. Okay, so basically, and just bear with me, guys. I know health insurance is sort of a dry subject here, but I'm going to try to go through this very high level and do it fairly quickly. But just to give you an idea, we've been an insurance broker with a sole focus on employee benefits since
1977. So we differentiate ourselves from other brokerage consulting firms in that we specialize with employee benefits. Okay, we don't dabble in property casualty. We don't do business insurance. We're not doing 401ks. All we've done since 1977 is employee benefits. Okay, we're a New York State registered brokerage and consulting firm, which Jeff Burnham always likes to say, by federal law, we're required to represent the town of Thurman as opposed to the insurance company or the state insurance department. Okay, so us as a broker, we actually work for the town of Thurman and represent you and all of your health insurance interests. Okay. Just to give you an idea of who what type of clients we work with employers anywhere from 5 employees all the way up to 1,200 plus, okay? Our wheelhouse, though, is going to be groups in the 5 to 25, 5 to 50 range. So you guys actually fall right into sort of our sweet spot in terms of where we can provide the most services and the most value add to you and your employees, okay? One little thing I'd like to share is just a copy of our client list. These are some of the municipalities that we currently work with. And you'll notice on here that we currently manage the benefits for Clinton County, Essex County, Franklin County, St. Lawrence County as of recently. So we represent the insurance interest for all of those counties, and then quite a few, if not all, of the towns and villages within those counties. Okay, so this list, you guys are well aware, for us to build up a municipal book of business like this, and not only that, but to keep it for the last 35, 40 years, we think that this holds tremendous value. Okay, but this is just to give you an idea, show you that we work with a lot of municipalities, especially local municipalities, Town of Indian Lake, Minerva, Newcomb, Scroon Lake, Tupper Lake, Town of Hope. I just met with Frank over at Town of Stony Creek, who we just started working with a few weeks back as well. So just to give you an idea of some of the local municipalities that we work with currently. Highest level of industry designations, it's a requirement to work for Burnham Benefit Advisors that you're going to have the absolute highest designations and education within the employee benefits field. So we pride ourselves on being very up to speed and holding all of the designations required for employee benefits and human resources and compliance management. Okay. Really like to be transparent right from the start. Big question is, you're a health insurance broker, how do you guys get paid? It's a great question. I always like to lead with that. In New York State, there's a commission built into all health insurance premiums, and you can't remove that commission no matter what. If you look at your health insurance premium, about 3 to 4% of that premium is built into a commission. So basically, we work for the town of Thurman. We don't get to charge you anything. We don't get to send you any invoices. We're reimbursed by the insurance company for our services, okay? So that's one of the nicest things. Somebody says I have the easiest job in the world. I get to provide all these services and I don't have to charge for them. Well, that's true, but at the same time, we can lose a group just as easily. So just keep in mind that we have absolutely no fees associated with our services in representing the town of Thurman, okay? We have 3 main areas of focus. Cost containment, of course. You guys are in a unique position as a municipality in that you guys have a fiscal responsibility to the taxpayers of the town. Okay, so unlike a private sector company, you guys are actually responsible and have somebody to answer to. Okay, so cost containment is a very big thing. Employee appreciation, if you look across the country, national average has, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you were to poll your employees as to their understanding of their current benefits, how the plan works, how to use it, about a 6 comes in nationwide. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, the average understanding and appreciation from an employee is about a 6. My job, and what we've been successful in doing, is getting that 6 up to a 9 or 10. Okay, and I'll go over a few of the ways that we do that. And then the last item is administrative efficiencies. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the administrative tsunami that has come out of healthcare reform. There's a lot of really good things with healthcare reform. However, one of the things that we now have to deal with is a whole slew of compliance obligations. There's now documents that we have to give out to employees for the town to remain compliant in terms of what you guys are offering for your benefits package, okay? We think our biggest success stems from that ability, and we pride ourselves on the fact that we can outwork all of our competition, and that's how we've been successful in doing so, okay? Just to give you quick rundown of kind of how our process works, because we have developed a municipal process which has led to us working with this amount of local municipalities in the area. So just to give you an idea of the process, we're not a one-stop shop. We're going to start working with the town of Thurman. We're going to come do your health insurance renewal when it comes up, and you won't hear from us again for the rest of the year. That's not how we work. We have a much lengthier process. We do 3 renewal meetings at the employee and at the employer level throughout the year, okay? So let's just go out on a limb and say you guys renew January 1st. As soon as the rates come out, they usually come out in about September, so around fall time. We come up, we do a pre-renewal meeting at the board level, so we'll sit down and take a look at what the landscape is, what the marketplace is for the following year, just to give you guys a sort of a preview of what's to come, okay? Because everything changes year to year, as we know. We also come back and we'll do, once the actual rates are published by the state of New York, we'll come back and we do an executive level meeting where we actually look at your current plan renewal for health insurance, dental, vision, all employee benefits that are in the mix. We'll come sit down and we'll do an actual hard figure meeting where we're going to look at all of the insurance companies in this area that are available, and then all the health insurance plans within that, okay? And then the final step is, once we've determined what those plans are going to be for the following year, we find a lot of value in coming back and sitting down with the employees and doing an employee meeting to not only review the benefits, but to answer any questions that they have, okay? Health insurance is a tricky game nowadays. I'm sure you guys have all run into a claim issue. You've had some problems where you didn't know who to call. It's only getting worse in that sense. So these are all things that we find very, very valuable in communicating your benefits to the employees, okay? Evaluation of funding opportunities, alphabet soup. You have HSAs, health savings accounts, health HRAs, health reimbursement arrangements, flexible spending arrangement. There's all of these funding vehicles available out there now, and what we like to do is we sit down every single year and we take a look at whether any of those 3, if not all, would be a good fit for the town of Thurman, okay? So we're going to take a look and pick apart the renewal every single year to make sure that the town of Thurman is correctly positioned for the next 12 months of your insurance contract, okay? Employer subsidies, Medicare is a big one. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of Medicare Advantage. It's been around for about 5 to 8 years now, but it's a Medicare product that's subsidized by the federal government, okay? So we would also sit down and we also take a look at any subsidized plans available for both the Medicare side and the non-Medicare side as well. Plan design, this kind of factors into what I was just saying. We take a look at all the different plan designs, and we're fortunate enough that we have over 400 clients in the North Country, and we have over 50 municipal entities that we work with. So we're in a unique position. We get to see what all the other municipalities are doing in the area, so that we can kind of bring that to the table for you guys, so you have an idea of what other municipalities are doing, what they're going through, because obviously we share a lot of the same issues. Okay, so that's very, very important. Cost containment, one of the biggest and easiest ways to save money for in terms of employee benefits and insurance is billing audits. I'm not sure if there's any billing audits that are taking place now or how frequently they're taking place, but we subscribe to billing audits on a monthly basis because we want to make sure that there's not ineligible dependents on the plan. We want to make sure that maybe the employee that was terminated or retired 2 months ago, that they actually were removed from that plan, because I've seen it a number of times where somebody leaves employment, yet maybe the termination never went through, so the town would be on the hook for 2-3 months worth of extra premium that they shouldn't have paid. So little things like that we do on a regular monthly basis, just to ensure that you guys are not overpaying and that there's not tax dollar money being sent to the insurance company when it shouldn't be, okay? Subsidized programs, I touched on that a minute ago, but once again, we're very, very big on subsidized programs. Any children under the age of 19, I don't know if you guys have heard of Child Health Plus or not, but there's a program in New York State, and we're very lucky. It's a subsidized program. And basically what it means is that if you have a child under the age of 19, it does not matter what your income is, it doesn't matter how big your household is, assets, it doesn't matter about that. If you have a child that's under the age of 19, you are eligible to enroll them on Child Health Plus. That's important because the cost of Child Health Plus is a fraction of what the cost is to enroll a dependent on the town of Thurman plan. A lot of times it could be $400 a month to add a dependent on that plan. So this is something that we like to sit down every year and revisit, take a look at all the employees to see, hey, is there a dependent out there on the plan that would be better served going the Child Health Plus route? Okay, because not only does it save the town of Thurmond money, but it's also going to save that employee money when they go to access coverage for their dependent. Okay, so these are just little things that we like to hit on every year just to make sure that we're not missing any cost-saving opportunity, if you will.
We're already on that.
What's that?
We're already on that.
Oh, fantastic. Good. It's
Anybody that I know. Can I ask questions?
oh, absolutely. I mean, it's
Why don't you wait till it's over?
Okay.
Yeah.
go through that. Okay. But I'm glad you've heard of that because it's a great program out there, and if you're not taking advantage of it currently,
Well, pretty every employee's on it.
oh, every employee that has a dependent under 19. Fantastic. All right, so you guys are already ahead of the curve on that, so that's a good thing. So thank you for mentioning that. But at the end of the day, you guys spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on benefits year to year. Okay, so obviously it's your reward, which you're rewarding the employees for a lifelong commitment to the town of Thurmond. Typically, we see the tenure of municipal employees higher than any other industry out there. I mean, municipal employees typically stay 25, 30, 40 years in a lot of cases. So this is really a reward to them for their service to the town of Thurmond, okay? And then the last thing is a buyout. I don't know if we have a buyout in effect today, but we've been doing a lot of analysis on, not only if you don't have a buyout, would it be effective to offer a buyout? So basically, if somebody has access to coverage elsewhere through a spouse, they could, receive a small chunk of money to take the coverage with the spouse, because obviously that would be much less than insuring them through the town of Thurmond. So that's something that we revisit every year. If it's not something that's in place today, we'd like to work with you to, see if it's feasible. And if you do have something in place, we'd like to just take a look at it to make sure you're in line with the other municipalities that we see. Okay. Compliance is a big thing nowadays. We have, there's a lot of documents that we're required to give, one of which is called an exchange notification. So back in 2014, when these New York State of Health exchanges came about, there was a requirement by the government that says that you as the employer, you're required to give all employees, when it took effect back in 2014, you had to give all employees what's called an exchange notification letter. All it is letting the employees know that, hey, there's now this new access point for coverage called the New York State of Health. Believe it or not, this can get you in trouble. Okay, this is a document that you're required to give out. So if you're not giving this out to every employee that was on the plan and any new employees in the plan moving forward, that's a potential compliance issue. Okay, so this is a small document that we would be providing for you as well. Another document right along that same line is called the Summary of Benefits and Coverage. Again, it's a simple document, but this is now a new required document that you as the town of Thurmond have to give employees every year when you guys renew your plan, and then of course anytime you hire a new employee. Okay, so again, this is a compliance document that you as the town are required to have. Again, not trying to come in here and scare you guys on this. All I want to do is make you aware that these do exist, and we have seen some people kind of, get caught with that in the past. But our goal is to make you guys bulletproof from a compliance standpoint, so that there's never any issues in terms of you getting out of compliance. Okay. So summary of benefits and coverage. Creditable coverage notification for anybody that has employees. If you guys have employees that are 65 plus. Or maybe they're not 65, but they're on Medicare due to disability. And a lot of times, you might have a spouse that's 65 or older, but there's a CMS Medicare requirement that says that every year prior to October 15th, you have to distribute this creditable coverage notice to anybody that's Medicare eligible. Okay? So what we do, and it's hard to, you don't always know how old the spouses are, because if a spouse is 65 and the employee's not, you still have to give them this information because they're enrolled on the plan. Okay, so this is something that our office is part of our normal compliance platform. So this is something that we would do automatically for you guys every year. Not only prepare the document, but we'd actually send it out to any affected employees as well. Okay, so one thing, we're trying to make you guys bulletproof from a compliance standpoint here. There's another, I hesitate showing this for a couple of reasons, but upcoming in 2022, there's a potential tax coming down for employers that offer too rich of a health insurance plan. It's called the Cadillac tax. I don't know if anybody's heard of that here, but essentially what that means is that if you as an employer, municipalities included, if your health insurance premiums exceed the thresholds that are set by the government, that you as the employer are going to be taxed 40% on the amount above those thresholds. What does that mean in layman's terms? If we have too rich of a health insurance plan, we're going to be penalized for that. Now, I bring this up because this does exist right now. It's set to go into effect after 2020. However, this is one of the least favored portions of healthcare reform right now. And both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, when they were campaigning, they were both against this. So at the very least, we see this being pushed back potentially, and it may be done away with altogether down the road. But this is something, 40% in our business is a very big number, especially when you look at our total healthcare costs. So this is something that we'll be monitoring in the background for the town of Thurman moving forward, assuming that this does remain in the law, okay? Again, not trying to scare you on this because we have a lot of groups, pretty much every group that we work with right now would be subject to this tax, okay? So we have to think it's going to be changed, the thresholds would have to increase, or it'll be done away with altogether. Another compliance item that's coming down the pike that we would be on top of and keeping you guys aware of. Okay, and just jumping around here, guys, I'm going to switch over to page 6. One of the big things that we do, we hate to see any town or any municipality struggle or scramble when a new employee is hired. We put together these nice new hire kits, and I understand municipalities don't tend to have a lot of turnover. You guys aren't hiring people every day, you're not letting people go every day. You guys have very little turnover. But one of the things that we found a lot of value in are these new hire kits that our office puts together, and we give you guys a stack of these at the beginning of each year, so that if a new employee is ever hired, you have a stack of these, you pull a stack out and you give a kit to the new employee. These kits contain all of the employee compliance documents that you're required to give out, okay? We don't want you guys to have to scramble and have a checklist. Oh, did I forget this document? Did I get the exchange notification in there? We put this all in one place so you can reach behind you, pull it out, give it to the employee. Has all the benefit information, enrollment forms, summary of benefits. The summary of benefits and coverage I just showed you, we put everything in here so that once again, you give this to the new employee, you've now met or satisfied all of your employer responsibilities, okay? Now, in that kit, you guys might laugh at me on this, but there's a card in here. We call it a direct source contact card. Everybody smiles and laughs at it. What is this, a credit card? We give out an employee card to all employees that are covered under the town of Thurman's insurance. The last thing we want to happen is have somebody go in for services and they're at the office ready to go in and they say, oh, we pulled you up in the system, we don't see you in there, you don't have coverage. Well, you call this 800 number, it goes direct to our office, not an answering machine, not a prompt. You get a live person on the other end. We'll assist and resolve that issue right over the phone. Okay, these are a significant value. We've seen huge, huge value with these cards because the employees now have something that's the credit card size in their wallet. So if something goes wrong, and we know it will, things happen with health insurance, things go wrong all the time. But with this card, they'll at least know who to reach out to, and we'll be able to resolve the issue for them right over the phone. Okay? One of the big things that it really doesn't matter if you're on a high deductible health plan, if you're on a rich copay plan, you could be on the richest Cadillac plan out there, but I can guarantee you, no matter what, you will run into a claim issue at some point in your life. In New York State, 7 out of 10 claims are processed incorrectly, okay? This could be the number on the bill going out from the billing office, the provider office, but typically 7 out of 10 claims are processed incorrectly. So we anticipate claim issues with you and your employees. And because of that, we do on-site benefit and claims workshops. We like to come down once a quarter, but it all depends on how much you guys need. Well, we like to come on site. I bring my claims specialist. We have a lady that all she does is resolve and advocate for claims. Excuse me. But we like to come on site once a quarter. We can do it once a month if you prefer. We can do it once a year, whatever frequency you guys determine. But we come on site and set up shop right here, and employees can come to us, bring the bills that don't look right, had any denial letters, any claim issues whatsoever that come up, they would come in and we can help resolve those issues right then and there. Okay. Then of course throughout the year, outside of those meetings, they can always call our office. We don't want you guys taking time out of your day to help fight a claim. We don't want your employees taking time out of their day and their work that they're providing for the town to try to resolve a claim issue. That's what we do. We want to take that off your plate and handle that for you and your employees. Okay, so claims administration, claim issues will happen. We have a platform in place and a process so that your employees have somebody to call and they'll have resolution as fast as possible. Okay. One of the things we see, we have these total compensation statements. These seem to be a big hit because we call these the hidden paycheck. What we like to do every year is we sit down and we take a look at all the employees that are covered on the health plan, and we'll work with the town board, of course, to get an idea of what their salary is. Okay? We like to type up these, we have a system for this where basically this is a total compensation statement for every employee. We all know we get a paycheck. Everybody thinks that they know what they're taking home at the end of the day. But what a lot of employees don't realize is that when you factor in the cost of benefits that the town of Thurman is paying for, that, throwing an example out here, that $15 an hour wage might actually be $20 an hour when you factor in the cost of health insurance and any other benefits that are being provided by the town. This is huge, and this is a very big eye-opener to employees because they realize that, hey, they're actually making more and they're actually getting a much bigger benefit package than they realize. Okay, so these have taken off like wildfire. These are things, if you wanted to do them, we can definitely do this every year. If you want to do it every other year, again, it's really up to you guys what frequency you want to go about. Okay? And we do factor in, we put sick time, any time off, paid time off, vacation days, and that would all factor into this. So it would be a complete picture for each employee as to what their total compensation really would be.
Pretty sure most of them know what it is.
What's that?
I'm pretty sure most of them know what it is.
Yeah.
They're not, they know what's going on.
Yeah. You'd be surprised though. You'd be surprised.
Well, I wouldn't be.
No?
I'm an employee, so.
Okay. So you've got a pretty
And I
good
know
grasp
the
on
other
it.
end, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Then you guys are ahead of the curve, in my opinion. So you guys are already appreciative of that, benefit package you're receiving. So, yeah. My boss actually does this for us every year too. It's just kind of a little check. He likes to show us, hey, listen, this is what you're making. This is the benefit package tied in total compensation. So even if you have an idea, it's still a nice refresher to do every year, just to give everybody, a good idea of what they're really looking at. Then of course new employees that might not understand right out of the gate, but it's good. It sounds like you guys have a lot of.
They do because I tell them.
You tell. Transparency is big here. I guess.
It is.
Good. That's how we operate as well. Good. All right, guys. Just a few more things to touch on, and then I'll get out of your hair here. Total enrollment services. One of the things we pride ourselves on is what we call total enrollment. When you guys hire an employee, when an employee that currently works here has an address change, if there's a billing issue, anything that happens whatsoever in terms of your benefits here, health insurance primarily, but every benefit that's offered, you're going to have a one-call source to our office, okay? We want to handle all of that for you so that you guys can concentrate on your bottom line here, okay? This has been extremely important because you guys have an assigned, dedicated representative at our office in addition to myself that you send everything to her. Enrollments, terminations, address changes, plan changes, whatever it might be. We give you a one-stop shop so that you can contact us directly and you're not fumbling around who to call, what agency, what carrier, that sort of thing. We want everything to be funneled through our office so you know who you're talking with. You have a face on the other end of the phone, email, whatever it might be. Within that is COBRA assistance. Our office, we offer COBRA assistance at no extra cost. Going back to the fact that the insurance companies are paying us a commission that's built into your premium that we know can't be removed. Because of that, all of these services we're able to provide you at no extra cost. Okay? So I know some agencies out there, they'll provide an extra cost, or they'll charge you above and beyond the commission that they're receiving for COBRA administration. Okay, so that's something, I don't know what the current setup is here, but that's something that should be taken care of under the whole value-added service umbrella that your broker's currently providing. Okay, so I really want to pound that home. There's no extra fees for these services, especially COBRA administration. Okay? All right, the last thing here before I wrap up, the compliance side of that we've been talking about this entire time. Our company in the last 3 years, we've invested several hundreds of thousands of dollars in a technology platform. We partner with a company called Xywave. I doubt anybody's heard of that. It's a broker, health insurance broker system. But what we do is we set everybody up. Typically, it's the entire board and any employees that would benefit as well. But we have these compliance bulletins. They go out every time there's a legislative change that happens, whether it be federal, state, it doesn't matter. If there's a change that affects you and the employees, you're going to know about it same day. Okay, we have an automatic system generated where they're going to send out to the board anybody we have set up for this platform immediately. So you guys are going to be kept abreast of any and all changes. And I'll tell you, post-healthcare reform, we see things change weekly, if not daily. So these are things that are very, very important. One of the other aspects of that same program is that we have quarterly and monthly newsletters. So every month you would also receive a monthly newsletter every month that kind of summarizes any changes that have taken place. And then we also have a quarterly bulletin that does the same thing, but it'll do a quarter look back. Okay. So again, we're trying to keep you guys abreast of as much information as possible. The last one, this is a little more employee-based, but we have this Live Well, Work Well series that we like to encourage your employees to participate in. It's very simple. We send out a newsletter called Live Well, Work Well every month, and this focuses on wellness, being basically a healthier person, okay? The reason I like this, I like food. You guys probably wouldn't think that, but they have a nice little recipe in every one of these that I like to use. So they give you a nice recipe to give you something to try every month. Or if there's any big health issues or health topics going on that you need to be made aware of, that would be included in this information, okay? So again, it's a compliance distribution to the board and a wellness distribution to the employees just to keep everybody abreast, okay? I'm going to skip over the second to last page and just wrap up. There's a technology platform in addition to that. But that could be an hour-and-a-half meeting in itself, and I don't want to see any more glazed eyes after that. But just to wrap it up, guys, we're Northern New York employee benefit specialists with regard to municipalities. We've been tried and proven. We have a proven track record over the last 40 years. We've gained a large book of municipal business, and we've maintained that for one reason only. We go above and beyond. We try to outwork any of our competitors on that level, okay? Time tested and proven. We have references available upon request. You have that list there in front of you guys. I encourage you guys to call any municipality on that list and ask, what's it like working with Burnham? I'd love to have them tell you themselves. Okay, so we don't give out references. I'm going to give you that client list unless you guys pick if you feel necessary. Okay. Our three areas of focus: cost containment, number one most important thing. Cost containment. These benefits are very expensive. Employee appreciation, and administrative efficiencies. 100% no fees for our service. Once again, we're compensated by the insurance company. No bills will ever be sent to the town of Thurman, no extra costs. And I started out with this, but all of these services are implemented upon a broker of record. In my business, it's very easy to pick up new business in the sense that a stroke of a pen allows you to now work with our office moving forward. The catch is that we can lose that the very same way. So we obviously have to do our job to be able to maintain a book of business like this. So that's why I was saying, somebody said I had the easiest job in the world, I don't have to charge anything, sign on the dotted line, you now work with our office. But again, we can lose that just as quick. So what I'd like to do is just leave you guys with that. Appreciate the opportunity to present to everybody today. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a pain to go through, but we truly would like to begin working with Town of Thurman at any point in the near future. Does anybody have any questions for me before I wrap up?
If things change so fast, how many reports do you send? I mean, if we lose an employee, gain an employee, somebody gets sick, somebody on a daily basis, you don't send out reports every day.
When you say a report, what do you mean by that?
Well, telling us what you're doing. From what I understand, we're handing you everything to take care of.
Yep. In terms of, basically, in terms of the employee benefits,
That's correct.
Yep.
And employee benefits and employee things change rapidly sometimes.
But we hope so.
As you say so.
Yep.
How often would you send a report? Once a month or?
Oh, I mean,
On a daily basis if it happens that way?
daily.
Okay.
So we take care, yeah, we'll take anything as they come. We have a whole office, an entire staff, 5-star customer service department that they would receive that request, they'd process that request, and you'd have a confirmation in your inbox the second it was completed. Okay, so that's a big, the follow through on that's huge for us because we've seen so many things slip through the cracks. And we've seen employees that were kept on a plan for over a year when they weren't even employed. So to answer your question, we do that immediately because in our world, we only have a small 30-day window at times to get those submitted and approved. So we handle those immediately, and there's a direct confirmation follow-up. So not only do you know it was processed, but you have a confirmation that it was processed. Okay?
Anybody else?
I do.
Jeff, you have some questions?
Are you taking the place of Yeager and Flynn, or are you just an option right now?
We would be in replacement of Jaeger and Flynn.
Right now?
Yep.
They're not, they're an option,
They're not yet?
no.
No, we're not your broker yet.
Do you know what health insurance we have now?
You guys have Blue Shield in Northeastern New York, I believe.
And would you bring at least equal or better if you come to the table? Because I'm gonna see you if you get the job.
That's a great question. I'm so glad you hit on that, and let me answer it this way.
Right.
In New York State, the health insurance plans that are available are the exact same cost to all employers out there. Okay, if you're an employer group in New York State with less than 100 employees, which of course we're well under that,
Right, but
if you're on Plan A, whether it's with Jaeger, us, you're going to pay the exact same rate. So I'm glad you brought that up. The number one thing I don't want to do is come in here and change things
no, I'm
around.
just wondering if you could find us a better plan for less money.
So,
That's what we do on an annual basis. So every year we're going to sit down and we scour the North Country. We don't work for one company, we work for the town of Thurman. So we go out there and we look at all the insurance carriers available and the plans that they offer to see if it makes sense to move over to a different plan. Now, you guys are probably aware in the North Country here, we have somewhat limited options because
Yes, I am.
we're a rural area up here.
Yes.
So the network of doctors that we have access to is extremely important. So we can go ahead and put you on a lower cost plan tomorrow, but we might be sacrificing the network.
We won't do that.
You might be sacrificing having a big deductible. We wouldn't put you guys in that position.
We've
But
settled for less for a long time. When I first come here, I had Blue Cross Blue Shield,
Mhm.
top of the line, and Obamacare come in and just blew that out the door, and it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, we had 1 year of a decrease, the first year of Obamacare. The next 3 years, right back up to 10, 12, 14%
I know,
increases.
I've
So
been there.
yeah, you've seen it.
I know.
You've seen it. So to answer your question, it's easy in the sense that all the plans available out there, we're going to bring to the table for you, so you know exactly what's out there. If there's any cost saving opportunity, you're going to know about it on an annual basis. Okay. But one of the biggest things, keep in mind though, is how we separate ourselves and we differentiate ourselves from other brokers is the services that we just talked about. If you guys aren't getting all of the services that we just went over, you're potentially leaving money on the table. Because keep in mind, out of, let's just say $100,000 you guys are spending a year, ballpark, 4% of that, about $4,000 is going to your broker currently in form of a commission for these services. So just keep that in mind. If you're not getting any of this now, you may be leaving some dollars on
When
the
would you
table.
start showing us that?
What's that?
Like, when would you start showing us that?
It's-
October, November?
Exactly. As soon as the rates are available, we'll come down basically that week.
Well,
So
'cause I know our insurance runs out in December 1st.
Yep. So basically, we're waiting, and actually next Monday we're supposed to get the fourth quarter rates. So next Monday, fourth quarter rates are made available. That's when we would schedule a board meeting, an executive board meeting or a regular board meeting, and we'd sit down and we'd look at all of the options out there. We do a nice current condition to show you what you have today, what that renewal is. Typically, you could keep your plan, but they increase the rates 10, 12%. But that's where we look at all the alternative options with
The
your
employees have the decision on what they want to take, so.
the employees. Well, it's typically an employer decision as to what they want to offer. But if it's determined by the town of Thurman that they're going to offer multiple carriers, multiple plans, and
Oh, yes.
absolutely we can facilitate that. Yep. That's a good thing about nowadays. You don't have to have just one plan with all your employees enrolled. Nowadays, post healthcare reform, you can have multiple plans as long as you have just one employee enrolled in that plan.
I think we've got 2 plans.
Yeah, that's common. Yeah, so for a group of your size, 5, 8 years ago, there was only one option. That's all we saw out there. But nowadays,
I know we
it makes
used to have
sense.
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that we could need that will have an extra cost to it.
You will never see a bill from Burnham Benefit Advisors as long as our relationship exists.
Because I know right now we have to pay for Cobra Health.
There's a charge
Right,
currently.
right, Deborah?
Yes.
Yep, we have to pay for that.
See, so again, that and we see that now and again, and I'll never talk bad about any other agency out there because your current broker, they do a great job. They exist today in this day and age in this environment, post healthcare reform. They're a good broker. But if you're being charged extra for these services that they're already being paid for by the insurance company, I mean that's a cost right there that you guys can basically cut right out of the budget.
We looked at another service that we kind of put it in the meeting packets, and there was an extra cost on that too. And I don't have it in front of me right now, but we were,
Just a handbook, or was it policy related, or?
I should have brought it with me, but it was like $750. Remember? Yeah, and I know for a fact that the Cobra, that we are paying that now, that we have to pay for that every
Yeah,
year.
so we'd be able to eliminate that for you right after the date,
Yeah.
Any other questions for me?
Well, if they hurry, I'll see you in the fall.
I look forward to it. No. All right, guys. Well, listen, I know that's a lot to listen to, so I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. If at all possible, I hope I can reserve the right to follow up with you possibly maybe next week just to kind of get an idea of how we did.
I did call Stony Creek, and they're very, very pleased. Just to let you know that, I spoke with the bookkeeper, and they're very pleased with what was going to be.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Yep. And I'm confident that anybody else you call on that list will give you the same review. So I encourage you to do that.
And I would say that they're pretty good people to get a reference from, seeing that the supervisor is the budget officer down at the county. So I would say, I would respect his opinion, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be seeing him on the county level at some point too, because you can see we work with all of the surrounding counties, and I know I personally and our firm personally would like to start working more and more in county. We're here every day. We're based out of Lake Placid, but I'm here once a week in the area, so it's not like you guys don't have somebody local here. Okay, Jeff Burns from Minerva. Used to own the old Mountain View Restaurant Hotel. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that back in the day, but we're local. We're in the marketplace here for you guys, and I think we can do a really good job for you. So I hope you guys strongly consider us.
Thank you very, very much, Corey.
No problem at all. All right, thanks, guys. It might take me 10 minutes to clean up my stuff here, but.
Okay, let's see, what do we have on next on the agenda? Okay, I'd like to ask for a motion to go into executive session to discuss the employment history of a particular person or persons relating to a possible appointment of a particular person or persons. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that.
Okay, what time we going in there? 7:14. Okay, make sure I bring everything I need here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Corey.